Join me on a journey to embrace your Kavela life. Hi friends, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Rachel. Welcome to your Yin practice. So today we will begin with a 15-minute warm-up at the top of our mat and then take it into our Yin practice. So if you're ready, let's come to our feet, coming to stand at the top of the mat, coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are touching. Let's roll the shoulders back. And closing the eyes if that feels good for you, or keep the gaze straight ahead. Turning the palms out to the sides. Coming to the present moment. Feeling the feet grounding into the earth. Just arriving on your mat. Begin to let go of anything that no longer serves you, just taking this time for yourself. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the nose. Let's slowly start to float the arms up overhead, gazing up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Maybe take a moment to set an intention, dedication for your practice if you'd like. Inhale, let's float the arms up. Exhale, coming into a forward fold, bend the knees. Let the fingertips come down to the ground. Inhale, bring the palms to the shins, flat back. Exhale, fold, rolling all the way up. Starting to wake up that spine, float the arms. Bring the palms together, lift and lengthen. Really ground through the feet, lifting the torso out of the hips, gazing up, and then coming into a gentle back bend. Press the hips forward. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more just like that. Begin to connect that breath with the movement. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling all the way up. Float the arms. Lift and lengthen, exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Rolling all the way up, last one. Lift and lengthen, exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. Adding on here, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. So from here, let's step that right leg back. Left leg coming into our high plank. So coming into high plank, make sure the shoulders are right over the wrists. Start to draw that belly button to the spine, engaging your core. Feel free to modify here if you want. Ground the knees, the forearms. Just breathe. Pushing that breath through the entire body. Push the ground away with the palms. Starting to warm the body. Build that heat. And make sure to stay nice and long through the neck. And let's lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Keep those hips high, lowering down all the way onto the belly. Take the palms outside the chest, elbows towards the sky. Legs are touching. Start to peel the chest, baby cobra. Elbows come in nice and tight alongside the body. Exhale. Press through the palms. Tuck the toes, coming in for our first downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up to the sky. Pedal the heels here, bend the knees, move the hips, walk your dog. Take whatever movements you need here in downward facing dog. Let the head just hang, gaze past the knees. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Let the head hang, nice and heavy here. Push those hips higher. Get the heels a little closer to the ground. Breathe 2 deep breaths. And those heels, walk the feet coming back to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Roll through the spine. Float the arms. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. One more just like that. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time, left leg steps back. Right leg. High plank here. Just breathe. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Down. Peel that chest, coming up a little bit higher, maybe lifting up the rib cage. Exhale, take it down. Tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Lift those hips up. 2 nice deep breaths here. Lift the heels, walk the feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale. Coming in for chair pose. Keep the arms to the sky, palms facing each other. Sink those hips down. Sitting nice and low, start to really engage the legs, the core. Slight pelvic tilt, unshrug the shoulders, gazing up. Open your arms, dive it forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walk, step, or float the feet. High plank. So this time, if you're ready, Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin. Lowering down like a push-up. Inhale. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Lift the heart to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Check in with the knees. Make sure they're not caving in. Start to spiral the thighs out. From here, we're going to add on, coming into our 3-legged dog. Float that right leg up. Square the hip shoulders here. And then bend that right knee. Let the right foot hang heavy. Maybe flex the foot. Draw that right ankle towards the right glute. Let that left heel come down to the ground. And then slowly bring the knee into the chest, stepping through Coming in for low lunge, ground the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, sink the hips. Gazing up. Really let those hips start to sink. Open the arms, open the chest. Frame that right foot, flow it out, tuck the left toes. Right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, float that right foot down to meet the left, coming back to your downward facing dog. Hold here and just breathe or flow through your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. So make this feel good, warming up the body, connecting that breath. Left leg floats up, three-legged dog. So just repeating what we did on the opposite side. Bend that left knee, stack the left hip over the right. Flexing that left foot. Drop the right heel. And then left knee into the chest, step through. Low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, sink the hips, gaze up. Big arms, frame that left foot. Tuck the toes, flow it out. Three-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot meets the right, down dog, hold here or high plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths. Nice job, everybody. 2 breaths. Walk, step, or float the feet. Come back to the top of your mat. Inhale, back to Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, float those arms. Interlace the fingers, press the palms together, standing cobra, opening up the chest. Let the head drop back. So feel a nice stretch in the front body. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Keep the fingers interlaced, float the arms up to the sky. Let the belly rest on the thighs, chest to knees, head to shins. So nice deep bend here in the knees. Float the arms up. Let the head hang. Then start to straighten the knees, lifting the hips up. So coming into a standing forward fold here. Relax the toes. Feel that stretch. And then release the fingers, floating back up. Utkatasana, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walk, step, or float the feet. High plank. And this is our last vinyasa. Take it down, upward facing dog. Before we move into our yin practice, exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. And let's float those knees down to the ground. And let the hips come to the heels. Coming into our child's pose. Let that forehead come down to the ground. Start to externally rotate those shoulders out. Take the arms wide. Fingers spread. Maybe knees wide. Whatever feels good for you here. And just take a moment to come back to the present moment. Notice where you might be feeling any tension, resistance in the body. And just acknowledge it and push the breath to that area of the body. So slowing everything down. And slowly start to float up, coming in to our tabletop. So you might want to come slightly towards the back of your mat. Coming into our tabletop pose. Check your alignment. Make sure the knees are hips width apart. Shoulders over the wrists. Let's just take some cat-cows here, letting the belly drop, gaze up, tuck the toes, start to wake up the feet. Exhale, round. Open up that upper back, push the ground away, chin comes towards the chest. Exhale, so just flowing from cat to cow with your own breath at your own pace, warming up that spine. Let's take 4 more here. And then just when you're ready, come back to that neutral spine. So from here, we're going to focus first on the shoulders, the upper body. So coming into our melting heart posture, start to walk the palms forward. Maintain the hips over the knees. So don't let the hips come forward or go back. Just right over the knees. Take those palms out, trying to keep the forearms, elbows off the ground. And then once you can't walk them out anymore, slowly start to let the heart melt towards the ground. Start to feel maybe some resistance, tension in the shoulders, in the upper back. And then option to take that forehead down to the ground or rest it on a block or blanket or whatever support you have. Or keep the gaze straight ahead, lowering down towards the chin. And that's going to be a little bit more intense. So remember, we're holding this, so take it slow. Don't rush to get into the full expression of the pose. Take your time. So we search for that edge, that point of resistance where we feel tension. Maybe a little bit discomfort, but never pain. And then you hold there and just breathe. Allow the body to just surrender, release, do its magic. Always listening to your body, being patient. and gentle. And staying with the breath. Don't hold the breath. Stay with that nice, deep, steady breath. Little by little, as you feel the body release, maybe inch a little bit deeper. And slowly we're going to release out of this posture, floating the forearms down, the elbows down. So take it nice and slow and just float onto the belly, coming all the way down. Take the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And then option here to just keep the forehead grounded or turn the head to the right, resting on that left ear, getting a little neck stretch here. Just rest the body. And totally let your body release into the earth. Let the shoulders fall forward. Let the legs just kind of splay. Let go. And slowly, if your head is turned, come back to center and let's just balance the body. Turn the head to the left, resting that right ear. Let those shoulders fall towards the ground. Relax the legs, let go. Allow the muscles to just totally relax. Don't hold on. And then coming back to center. Let's take the arms forward, coming on to the forearms. We're going to come into our Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, walk those elbows right underneath the shoulders, palms down to the ground. Take any weight out of the palms, the forearms. Take the legs mat's width or whatever's comfortable for you. So most of the weight is going to be in the pelvis area, lifting the belly up and shifting the attention to the lower back, the lumbar spine. Keep the neck nice and long, and the gaze straight ahead or close the eyes. Relaxing the shoulders, drawing them away from the ears. And once you settle in, so we're taking our attention to that lower back. Check in with the glutes, the legs. Make sure you're not holding on or tensing up in the legs. Just totally relax the legs. And then start to puff the chest forward and lift through the crown. Noticing the sensations in the lower back as you do that. Try to stay relaxed in the upper body. Staying with that deep, steady breath. Keep searching for that edge. Keep going a little deeper as the body releases, making more space. So holding here if you'd like, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, coming into our seal. Start to lift the elbows, forearms up. Getting a little deeper here. Relax the shoulders. So most of the weight is in the heel of the palm. Check in with those legs. Make sure you're not holding on. This gets to be too intense, just transition back into Sphinx pose, just lowering those forearms down. Puff the chest forward, lift through the crown. And let's slowly come back to Sphinx pose. Let the chest drop. Take those palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky, moving really slow here. Press into the palms, coming back to your extended child's pose. So take it really slow, extra slow, stretching out that lower back. Inhale, let's float up, coming to our tabletop. From here, let's find our plank pose, tucking the toes, and feel free to just move to a downward facing dog or move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take whatever movements you need here. Pedal those heels, bend the knees, move the hips. Gonna start to shift our focus to the hips, the hamstrings, the glutes. So from here, let's float the right leg up to the sky, coming into our three-legged dog. Bend the knee and stack the hip. And then drawing that right knee towards the chest. Step through for a low lunge first. So coming into your low lunge, make sure that the right knee is directly over that right ankle. Slide the left leg directly behind you. So you can stay here, letting the hips sink down towards the ground, feeling a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. So in this area, and then underneath that right thigh. For those of you that have been practicing a while, we're going to go right into lizard pose, or if you want to try lizard, feel free. Walking that right palm inside the right foot, start to walk the right foot out towards the edge of your mat. So a lot of variations, as you know, in lizard, you can go where it feels good for you. But remember, it's all about opening up the hips here. Can tuck the left toes, coming into a more active lizard, keeping that left knee off the ground. You can keep the left knee grounded. You can take the forearms down, really getting nice and deep into that right hip. Eventually bringing the chest all the way down to the ground. So just breathe here. Just breathing through that resistance. Always listening to your body. If it gets to be too much, come into a child's pose or just take a little break. And then when you can, come back in. So remember, no matter where you are, it's all good. Be patient with your body. Remember, the great thing about the Yin practice, it's not a follow me practice. You make this practice your own. You're really listening, tuning into your body. If you feel like you just need to lay on your back, on your mat, go ahead and do that. Everybody's in a different place on their own journey. And every day is different. So from here, mindfully, let's just start to come out of our lizard pose, walking that right foot back to center, framing that right foot with the palms, coming back to your low lunge. You can hold here, or we're going to flow coming into our three-legged dog. So this is optional. You can take that right leg up to the sky, stretch it out. Exhale, float it down, down dog, holding here. Or take your vinyasa coming through high plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to stay on that right leg. We're still focusing on the hips, floating that right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog, bend the knees, stack the hip. And coming in for our pigeon pose. So pigeon, draw that right knee over to the right wrist, right foot over to the left wrist. Extending that left leg behind you. So remember, the modification, or if pigeon is getting too much stress in the knees, I'll show you what you can do here. Come on to the back. Bend the knees, bringing the knees hips width apart. Cross that right ankle over the left knee. So this is same benefit. You're starting to open up that right hip, pressing that right knee away. So this is perfectly fine just to stay here, or if you need to go a little deeper on your back, take the palms behind that left thigh, extending the left leg up to the sky. Just creating a figure four. Keep pressing that right knee away, opening up that right hip. So you're still getting all the wonderful benefits of that pigeon pose. Just coming at the pose in a different way. So do what's right for you. Just holding there and breathing. So lizard pose and pigeon pose are pretty intense hip openers. It's inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the nose. Start to slowly come out of your pigeon, walking back up onto the palms. From here, we're going to come into shoelace. So I'm going to just turn to the side of the mat. So keeping that right knee bent, I'm going to cross the left leg over. So these are all pretty advanced poses, so if they're not working for you, it's okay. Just do the best you can do. So as everybody knows that's been coming a while, shoelace is my favorite. Not. So I have a hard time. I'm more open in my inner hips, my outer hips not so much. So this posture is very challenging for me. So how we get into this is eventually you want to try to stack the knees. Stacking that left knee over the right. So sometimes to do that, it's easier to come forward onto the palms. And then sit back down, grounding both sits bones here. So just coming to sit nice and tall through the spine. Maybe take the hands to the ankles, walk those shins forward. So you're going to start to feel a deep stretch in the outer hips here. So just do the best you can do, and then right here I feel pretty intense stretch, so I'm staying right here. If you feel pretty good, the next step to go a little deeper would be to come into a forward fold. Slowly starting to bring maybe the forehead, the nose towards the knees, so it gets pretty intense there. So just do the best you can do. The more you stay with that deep, steady breath, the more relaxed the body will be, allowing you to feel more comfortable easing into these postures. And the more often we practice postures, little by little, they get easier. We can go deeper. And try to relax through that upper body, the shoulders. And little by little, just relax. everybody looks great. Slowly start to come back, releasing. So taking the bottom leg, which should be your right leg, we're going to come into a half shoelace. So extending the right leg out. Keep the left leg, the left knee stacked on top of the right knee. And then from here, taking the hands underneath the knee, interlace the fingers if you'd like, so for support for the knee. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling those sits bones ground. We're going to come into a forward fold. So avoid the urge to take the hands to the feet. Just let the body, it's a little bit different approach here to a forward fold. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. So it's been a while since I practiced shoelace, half shoelace, so I'm definitely feeling it. It's challenging this morning. And just maybe take a minute to just notice as you're moving from one posture to the other where the tension shifts, the resistance. Just let the upper body totally surrender, fall forward. Should be feeling a pretty intense stretch along the back of that right leg, all the way from the glute down to that right foot. And let's slowly release. And from here, ground the left foot. And then taking that left palm behind you for support. Feel both sits bones ground and reach up through the right arm. And coming into a seated spinal twist. Cross that right elbow over the left knee and just gentle twist, gazing over the left shoulder, twisting the spine. And then exhale, release, come back through center, twist it over to the opposite side, just a little gentle counter twist here. Come back to center and take that left leg back, right leg come back to pigeon, and we're just going to flow that out. So tucking the left toes, right leg extends, stretch it out, down dog, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe notice how that right side of the body feels compared to the left. Paddle the heels, bend the knees, move the hips. So maybe you feel a little bit more open, light, or in that right side. So let's make that left side feel the same way, floating that left leg up to the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hip. And then draw that left knee into the chest, stepping through for a low lunge. So low lunge, get that left knee stacked over the left ankle, slide the right leg back behind you. Try to take any weight off that right knee. So again, if you're feeling it right here, just hold right here. Don't go any further. If you want to go for lizard, go ahead. If you did take your lizard on the opposite leg, go ahead and do that. Coming into lizard, walk that left palm inside the left foot, walk that left foot out. Sometimes we just need to breathe. That's it. Slowly, if you're in lizard, come back to your low lunge, walking that left foot in, framing that left foot. We're going to flow through our three-legged dog, stretch it out. Take your time, do what you need for your body. And then coming into downward facing dog. Left leg floats up. And then we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So bending that left knee, stacking the hip first. And then that left knee comes over to the left wrist. Left foot over to the right wrist. Start to get that shin parallel with the top of your mat. So if you took the modification on this, Come on to the back, laying flat on your back. And then in pigeon, when you're ready, exhale, come into that forward fold. So just make sure you're not collapsing into that left hip. You want to stay nice and lifted here. Everyone's doing a great job listening to their body. And if you find your mind is wandering, come back to the breath. Turn inward, stay connected here. Try to just be in the moment. Push the breath to that hip. And slowly start to come back up onto the palms. Walking back up and coming into shoelace pose. So float that right leg around over the left. Just make your way, stacking the right knee over the left knee as best you can. Grounding the sits bones. Maybe taking the hands to the ankles. Relax through the shoulders. Feel that nice stretch in the outer hips. Just breathe here. Stay with that nice, deep, steady breath, inhaling through the nose. And exhale out the nose. Let it go. Deep inhale. Exhale. Whenever you're ready, if you haven't already, if you'd like to go into your forward fold. Slowly release, coming out back to seated. And taking our half shoelace. So taking the leg that's on the bottom, it's the left leg extended out in front. Left knee is facing the sky. Stack the right knee on top of the left knee. Sit up nice and tall, and then take the palms facing down, interlacing the fingers or just stacking them. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the elbows. Just taking it nice and slow. Easing in. Let the upper body surrender, relax. Inch deeper, finding that edge. And slowly release, coming back up. Release the fingers. Take that right sole of the foot, ground it, and then taking the right palm behind you for support, reach and extend through the left arm. Exhale, cross that left elbow over the right knee, coming into your seated spinal twist. Make sure the back is nice and flat. Really beautiful posture here. Twist the spine. Gazing over the right shoulder. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, twist. Let it go. And release. Come back through center. Take it over to the left. And back through center. And make your way back to the top of your mat. Coming back to pigeon, so the left knee is bent, right leg extends behind you. And let's flow through our last three-legged dog. Make it a good one. Take your time, stretch out that left leg. Exhale, downward facing dog. High plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your heart to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And let's float those knees down to the ground, coming into our extended child's pose. Let the hips drop to the heels. Float the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Let that spine round. Just coming into a little ball here. Inhale, let's float up to seated when you're ready. Extending the legs out. I'm gonna flip around. So from here, let's bend the knees, flex the feet, take the hands to the feet, and start to slide the heels away, folding over the legs. Stretching out the hamstrings. Letting the chest fall to the thighs. And then walk the hands up the legs. Take the palms behind you. We're just going to come into a reverse plank. Point the toes. And then on your next inhale, float the hips up. Opening up the chest. Lift the hips higher. Let those feet drop down towards the ground. Exhale, slowly come down. Bending the knees, we're going to bring the arms towards the top of our mat, palms facing the sky. Then rolling all the way onto the back, rolling through the spine, coming all the way down. And then once you get down there, let's hug those knees in, nice and close. Maybe forehead to knees. Exhale, release. And from here, coming into our happy baby, take the arms inside the thighs, flex the soles of the feet. Peace sign fingers wrap around the big toes. So flexing the soles of the feet to the sky. Let the hips open up. Let those knees draw down to the ground. Maybe rock from side to side, massaging the lower back, the hips. So we got pretty deep into the hips today, so maybe rocking from side to side, just massaging them. The lower back. Option to straighten the knees, getting one more deep stretch in those legs. So do what feels good for you. Just make sure you stay relaxed in the shoulders, the neck. Feel that back really grounding into the earth here. And if the knees are extended, start to bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Let those knees drop. Float the arms overhead. So soles of the feet are touching, knees are down towards the ground. Feel really open here. So coming into our final posture, the most important posture, Shavasana. Feel free to stay right where you are if that feels good for you. Coming into Shavasana, extending the legs, mat's width, open the arms out, palms to the sky. And just come back to the present moment. Finding stillness in the body and mind. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like, gaining all the wonderful benefits it provides. If you'd like to join me in closing out your practice, start to bring some movement into the toes, the fingers, the hands, the feet. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Bend the knees. And then rolling onto your right side, just coming into a fetal position, just taking some deep breaths there. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to a comfortable seated position, maybe keeping the eyes closed. Sitting up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back. Closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale up. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will practice again with me real soon. May there always be peace in your heart, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life. Thank you so much. Namaste.